So I bought this Teresa head recently, and when she arrived in the mail, she was all tacky and sticky and gross, mainly on the top of her head and the back of her head, close to the scalp. And I've only had this once before, and it was worse the previous time, and I was so grossed out, I threw it in the garbage and I got a refund. But that wasn't the only problem with that doll. That doll was on the wrong body, so it was sold as something other than what it was. But this one, this lady doesn't take returns, but like, I thought, well, let's take this opportunity to try and learn how to solve the problem. Because last time I threw it in the garbage, it was a rare, tall fashionista head, but there's nowhere else to get that fashionista, so I may never get her. But this one, so unfortunately I didn't take a picture of how gross her head was in the beginning, and then I tried a bunch of stuff and it got worse. I soaked her in rubbing alcohol without getting it on her face, and that does start to spread the glue around, but it just made the hair stiff, like gelled, and really bad. So then I watched some YouTube videos about what to do in this scenario, and also wanted to know what it's called. I thought it might be called glue head. I think it's called glue seepage. And it was just for a few years in Barbie manufacture that they were doing this. Because the hair is stitched in, so it doesn't need glue, but then the glue degrades over time and comes out into the hair. Not good. So the next thing I did then was soak her in a cup of Goo Gone, the lemon scent spray one. I could have also got the traditional one that comes in a bottle with no spray trigger. I decided to get the bottle with the spray trigger because it says it deals with more types of mess. And also the lemon scent, so it wouldn't smell so bad, because Goo Gone tends to be pretty smelly stuff. This stuff didn't smell bad. It smelled okay, actually. But I put her in this jar with the lid so that I was prepared in case it was going to be really whiffy. I could keep the smell in. And I left her in for over 2 hours because I was busy doing something else. And I just swished her around a little. When I took her out, I wore gloves and I used a toothbrush to work at it with, to brush and scrub, which was kind of hard because it gets the hair all tangly. But I did what I could to loosen the goo that was in there. And then I put a little water in it. I didn't run it under the tap immediately. So a little water and the first load of dish soap, because soap doesn't work by itself. It needs water to work. And I just did that over and over and over. I don't know, maybe 5 times, more and more dish soap. And rinsing, and it was still greasy after. Okay, so this is my Teresa head with her pretty green eyes and her highlighted brown hair. And I've just finished washing her out with dish soap. I've made quite a mess. And I didn't end up using the clarifying shampoo. I just did many washes of Dawn, and I lost that much hair because there was a chunk of glue that was really apparent inside here, and I tried to yank it out with tweezers, and it was attached to some hair, so I cut the glob of glue off, and then lo and behold, 2 plugs came out from right here. But with her hair brushed down, hopefully it'll be okay. I don't know how this is going to turn out. Like, it feels soft and not greasy, so hopefully, let's hope Tessa turns out a happy girl. I now have her combed and bodied and ready to dry. Okay, here she is now next morning, and dressed and dry. Shoe fell off, so one of those is kind of loose. Well, these plastic feet, they don't grab onto the shoes very well. So the hair is much better. However, it still feels heavy and kind of oily like unwashed human hair does. So I'm going to try again. She's definitely like display worthy now though. So options are dish soap and detergent and clarifying shampoo. So this may be an ongoing experiment for Tessa here. Oh, I was going to tap her face to focus her. Only got so many hands. Just found a recipe for tough grease. It says 1 part vinegar, 3 parts water, 1 part baking soda, and half a part dish soap applied directly to the greasy thing. So I may try that. I could also try a second round of Goo Gone in it. This time painting it on instead of submerging it, because I think the rubbing action is a major part of how the stuff works. So I want to draw it through the hair, rub that goo off. I don't know if it's goo or oil now, but it does not feel clean. It says here that vinegar doesn't work very well to dissolve grease because it is also an acid. It says grease is an acid and vinegar is an acid, so it doesn't help. Okay, so I don't have any white vinegar right now. And this is the recipe that I'm using, the heavy duty degreaser. However, what I learned about vinegar being an acid and grease being an acid, and so therefore it doesn't work, maybe it'll work better without the vinegar. So I mixed it up with just dish soap and baking soda in cold water because I don't want to heat up that glue and encourage more seepage. And she's ready for some more salon treatment. I'm going to dunk her in and see if that gets the rest of the grease out. All right, now I made way too much, and I'm almost out of dish soap, so I'm going to have to use that for my dishes. But it worked. Her hair has no trace of grease. It is squeaky clean. Perfect. So I guess I am going to go ahead and condition this. There she is, all combed out and still squeaky clean. Well, it's not squeaking because of the conditioner, but it feels cleaner. I think this is going to be it. I don't know if I'm imagining it. I'll have to wait till it's dry. I feel like there's the memory of glue on here. If there's still glue though, I know what to do. I'm going to brush on the Goo Gone. Or glue gone, I guess we could call it. There is still glue in the head. I did have to squeeze her head a little bit to grip it to dry the hair with the towel. And I was a little worried that glue might have squished out when I squeezed her head. But like the Goo Gone was inside the head, but it's not going to take all of that old dried glue out. It doesn't dissolve it. It's not a solvent, right? Like it is a solvent, but it's also an oil. So, and I did get in there with a toothbrush, which was kind of bulky. And the only thing I had that I could get inside the head with was a Q-tip. And it's not a very strong implement. What I need is a little tiny brush with loads of bristles. But then you run the risk of messing up her hair stitching. And I learned today, I found a great video showing how the hair is attached in the factory. It's sewn on with a special sewing machine. So it's lock stitched on the inside. So now you know. There, she looks so pretty. And this little top is one of my carryovers from childhood, and if I remember correctly, it came from Magic Curl Barbie, but I may be wrong. But it sure is handy to have a little halter bra top for things like this. It's weird how the hair still wants to lay to the right like that. No matter how much I comb it, it wants to go to the right. I keep pulling it this way and it keeps going back. I guess a boil wash would fix that, but that's the last thing I want to do, to heat up that glue inside. This is one of my main Barbie displays. Ooh, back up a bit more. How it has come along. Now first, I want to show you, oops, yep, we got reflections, but I've got these 3 black ladies in a row, and this is the one I got yesterday, and I put her in this pink gingham dress, and I think it totally suits her. And I love how that looks. Such a pretty girl. And I just floofed out her hair a bit, and I do like to display them in the zipper case because it's square and it sits nice on my bookshelf. And see, Cloud Girl is in one as well. I gave her this extra eyelet lace skirt because I felt like her dress was too short. But I like her very much as well, see. And I got her recently too. The 70s disco chick. I love that she's got runners because I really want runners for my daughter project because she wears Vans and Converse a lot. Okay, I've taken her down from her warm drying spot where I had her. She was up here because that's my heat register there. Let's see how she's doing. She's very warm. Like, oh, let's not squeeze the head. Feels very soft. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, that's so nice. Hooray! How's it smell? Well, the smell is still hasn't really improved. Although the mothball smell is gone, but maybe in time that'll improve. It's hard to say how she smells, kind of petrochemically, I suppose. I'm watching it through the screen as I do it, so there's that second delay. Whoa. Check out that motion, eh? That's how the Barbie hair should move. It's light and clean and not sticky. Yay! Oh, that's a little sticky. Hold on. Is that a little sticky there? Maybe a little. Oh, it is. This part feels perfect though. And this side is good. Oh man, I can't believe it. I must have squished some out. But no, I'm not gonna fuss. It's fine. Okay, let's put her sweater back on. Okie dokie, all dressed. Back over here with the tall girls. It's funny how short she looks next to the tall Barbies. And this is the regular Barbie height. That's how I feel stood next to my daughter. It's like I'm a tall woman, you know, and I've always been tall. But next to my daughter, I ain't tall. I do still feel a stickiness here. So just so you know, this is one hell of a problem but it's okay. This is the end of the attempt and the end of the video. And there she goes. About like that.